it's there was one thing that happened during the State of the Union address last night that I wanted to talk about. I don't have my thoughts entirely organized about it yet, but there was, I think he was 13, 13-year-old boy. He was a guest. He was in the crowd. And he's had cancer for most of his life, debilitating cancer, which on the one hand, it's like Trump is defunding cancer, and Trump's two sons are no longer permitted to, be in charge of any foundation in the state of New York because they stole $2 million from a children's cancer fund. They raised a bunch of money for kids with cancer, and Don Jr. and Eric took the fucking money. They took like $2 million. And as a result, they're no longer permitted to be in charge of any type of charitable foundations in the state of New York. So there's that whole thing. Trump's highlighting this young boy with what appeared to be terminal cancer, who had his entire dream for his entire life has been to be a police officer. And so Trump had like his director of the Secret Service or something make him an honorary Secret Service agent. And the whole place went nuts. Less than 6 weeks ago, Donald Trump pardoned 1,600 people who beat the shit out of police officers at the Capitol on January 6th. Those same people who were cheering this little kid on, they don't give a fuck about that. And it just like so many of these things, it's caused me to feel really mixed emotions. It's like I felt horrible for that little kid and for his family, man. No 13-year-old kid should be dealing with like terminal brain cancer. I mean, fucking hell, man. It's like if you want proof that God doesn't exist, if you ever meet God, just point to that little kid. Why did you do this to him? Why did you do that to a 13-year-old little kid? Why did you give him brain cancer? But I digress. But Nicole Wallace said a lot of these same things. And she said, I hope that this young man is alive for another 95 years. I hope he lives the life he wants to live. He wants to be a cop. He knows what he wants to do. And maybe when you have childhood cancer, that kind of crystallizes for you. And she's getting a lot of heat from MAGA today for saying this. She said, I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 officers who loses his life to suicide. I thought that was an entirely valid observation. Of course, she's getting roasted by people on the right. Charlie Kirk said, this is genuinely the most repulsive comment I've ever heard in a very long time from anyone on television. I guess he's never seen Donald Trump on television. But those kinds of comments from right-wing MAGA on Twitter and Truth Social, because they believe in supporting the right kind of cops. They believe, Trump and MAGA believe, that they should be protected by the law but not bound by the law. And they believe that everybody who disagrees with them should be bound by the law and not protected by the law. And that's the bottom line. And it always seems to cut along lines of race.